truly appreciate you being here. I'm Dr. Keisha Tassi, co-chair of Dialog Across Differences, subcommittee of the Dean's Diversity College of Arts and Sciences Dean's Diversity Initiatives Committee, along with Dr. Khadijah Gadoom, Dr. Elaine Bryan, and Dr. Jacqueline Jordan. Our subcommittee's programs are meant to achieve two primary goals with respect to issues of diversity: knowledge and involvement. We believe one of the best ways to achieve these goals is through dialogue. With all our programs, we encourage our audience to listen carefully to the speaker's message with the ultimate goal of transitioning into important dialogue about issues of diversity, as these kinds of issues affect each of us in significant ways. Mrs. Elaine Bryan is a financial columnist, empowerment speaker, real estate broker, and recipient of multiple awards and honors, including the Atlanta Mayor's Phoenix Award, the United States Postal Service Women Putting Their Stamp on Atlanta Diversity Champion Award, the Turner Broadcasting Education Award, the Judge Glenda Hatchett Mentor Award, and the Atlanta Jamaican Association's Outstanding Jamaican Award. Mrs. Bryan has earned a commendation from the CEO of DeKalb County, and she is the 2011 Georgia School Counselor Association Region 6 Counselor of the Year. As an education professional, Mrs. Bryan, through valuable guidance and selfless commitment to service, has helped Georgia students to earn thousands of scholarships. As an entrepreneur, Elaine has excelled in the real estate industry. In fact, she's been so successful with her real estate business that she was invited to share her knowledge on HGTV's What You Get for the Money. Although born in the Caribbean, on the beautiful island of Jamaica, Elaine chose to move to the U.S. to pursue her dreams. Through steadfast determination, hard work, and an enduring and contagious quality of positivity, she is living her dream while creating new ones. A star in education, a whiz at real estate, an alumna of esteemed Northwestern University, and soon-to-be Doctor of Educational Leadership, Elaine Bryan has truly exemplified her trademark. What you do with what you have determines what you become. It is my great pleasure to welcome to the podium my fellow Jamaican, Mrs. Elaine Bryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was invited here today to talk about my journey. And my journey begins here with Gregory producing this music here. The what approach, what you do with what you have determines what you become. That is my trademark that I registered. And so, I want to share with you, that's the basis of my presentation. By giving you some information about my family background. I was born in Jamaica, that's me there, the little girl. And my brother Norman on the far right, my sister Marjorie behind my brother Norman, and Carly wasn't there that day. That's my brother here, Dr. Carly. But he's coming up, you'll see him in another picture. But basically, that's where we start out. That's where we start out and that's where we end, with our family. So it's very important to honor them, okay? This is especially for the younger people in the audience. Value your family, it's very important. My parents got divorced, like many people in the world, and I did not let that stop me because it did not mean the end of everything for me. And that's part of my trademark because I focus not on the divorce, but on the fact that I had loving family and I had other, mentors and family members like aunts and uncles. So everything worked out fine even after divorce. My mother moved to Chicago to make a better way for us. That's my mother who passed away about a year and a half ago. And she was the person who started the pathway for me. And I thought it was significant for me to share that with you because this is Women's Month and my father is great, don't get me wrong. He was my greatest influence in the world. And so as a child, I really respect my dad. My mother, however, gave up the comfortable Jamaica and came to America to work as a nurse, and it was hard work. She had to do 3 people's job and it was hard, but she made it. And I wanted to share that with you. She made significant sacrifices. My father remarried, and that's he and my stepmother in the picture there. And It was very good to have a stepmother. It meant I had 3 parents now. And that's how I look at him, because all of them loved me and cared for me and my brothers and sister. So that's my father, Dudley Carl Grant, and his wife, Miss Merlette Grant, who I'm very close to them. If something happens to him, I'm on the next flight. That's my brother and I from the prep school days. And in Jamaica, I attended 2 high schools. One was Excelsior, and the other one was KTHS, which means Kingston Technical High School. I was the head girl. That's me there in my uniform, very serious. I didn't play around. I was head girl and president of the student council, and they always say, "Oh, you're so serious, Elaine." But I grew up with BC Grant, so I was serious. And that's some of my friends there. One of my high school friends is actually in the audience. That's Dr. Donna Ramdeen. Could you please rise, Dr. Donna? It's good for them to see a real person from high school. We went home together, so that was significant, you know, and she came everywhere with me, so it was really good to have a friend, you know, from high school days. And after those many years in high school, I left Jamaica to pursue my studies. I was accepted into Northwestern University, which is the university of my brother who is sitting in the audience, Dr. Carl Grant. That's where he attended before I did, and they told me I had to go there. It wasn't like now, young people, where you get to choose all the 8 schools, and Jessica, who is in the audience, it wasn't like how you are doing it, you know, you wait and you figure which 10. They chose one for me, okay? So I went to follow my brother's footsteps. Life in Chicago was very challenging for me because, you know, the weather was cold there. It was different from Jamaica in many ways, but I made it through a lot of support. My family was there. My older sister Marjorie was there. My brother Norman, you know, he's big in music too, and you know, we all had a very good time in Chicago. That's me there at the bottom of the screen. When I graduated from Northwestern University, everybody came to the graduation. It was quite an accomplishment considering the weather and everything else. After I graduated from Northwestern University, I remained in Chicago and taught math. It was very, very rewarding teaching math. I enjoyed the students. It was lots of fun and fulfillment. While I was teaching, however, the students said to me, "Oh," at the time I was Grant, Elaine, Miss Grant, you're very good with empowering students. You should be a counselor. I don't know if people realize, but you have to listen to young people. They know what they were talking about. So I actually went and furthered my studies and eventually, you know, graduated with my counseling degree. There on the screen is one of my students who is currently the medical doctor for the Steve Harvey show. She was in the Good Hair movie with Chris Rock. Her name is Dr. Melody Macklin. She also is doing some movies and different things in the future. She actually became a dermatologist, but she has other talents, you know, very multi-talented. Both her and her brother became doctors, and I had several students, Muhammad Ali's children and all that, were in the same class, and they all have excelled very well. It was actually a school for affluent minority, and everybody there was African American, but it was very, very, very successful. We all helped each other, and in fact, I took 70 of those students to Jamaica. We met the Prime Minister, we went to the Jamaica House, and you know, it was very, very rewarding, and they all went back and got married in Jamaica and all. So it was significant that I had that experience with that group of students. So I left Chicago because it was cold. That's one of the things. People ask me all the time, you know, they say, "Why did you leave Chicago? You went to Northwestern University, you used to model, you were Miss West Indies runner-up. Why did you leave Chicago?" They ask me that every day, so I'm just going to clear it up for you right now. It was too cold for me. And then I used to teach in the days, and I used to work in the store called Marshall Field in the evening. I love to work hard, so I always fill up my days with work. So one day, while working in Marshall Fields in the cosmetic department, I was talking to an older lady, and I said, why do you stay in Chicago? You know, this lady was like in her 80s. And I said, why do you stay? She said, guess what? I got stuck.